What do you mean you can't hear me? Can you hear
There
me?
you go.
No?
Yeah, let me turn you up.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to shorten this to make sure we're going live. Hey, guys, we're live. We are here. Donna and I are happy to be here together once again. Donna, I miss you so much.
I miss you too.
I'm so glad we're going to have Circle together.
It's been a while.
I know. Darn this crazy year we've been invested in. So, you know, I guess we should tell everybody why we're doing it on Facebook Live and what Spirit Circle is. Do you want to start?
We're doing it because we still want to reach out to everybody, especially now during this crazy time. And we do Spirit Circle because we like sharing and helping other people grow in their gifts and learning what their gifts are.
That's right. And we're going to talk to everybody about connecting to their spirit teachers and guides and what all that means. How exciting. I love doing this one. I get an earful. So we should talk a little bit about why we wanted to do this one, I guess. I think both of us were, when we were talking about it with everything that's happening out in the world, there's so many people saying, here, let me do it for you. And you and I are kind of in the same, in that we really like to give the power back to everybody else and say, hey, you can connect on your own. We'll help you. We'll help get it going and keep you stable and keep things rolling in your way, but not to be dependent on people, and develop your own gifts. Do you agree?
I agree, because everybody is capable. This is part of why we're here, right? We forget that. Sometimes we get lost in all of the physical needs, the survival skills, if you will. We forget that we're spirit first. So I think it's important that we develop that and learn to stay connected, because it's a natural state of being, which many people think it's something you have to sit down and just learn to be a part of, but it's a natural way of being. There's nothing woo-woo about it.
You know what's really frustrating to me, and I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say frustrating is the word. What's really sad in my world, I think, is that when we're doing this kind of stuff, people try to make it sound like it's really magical and mystical. Because we're spirit, it's really not magical and mystical unless you put that onus on it, and that can make it kind of a little more, well, you can do it, but you can't, kind of a click, or makes it more difficult for people to recognize that they too can connect. And there's such a big difference between connecting with your team and being a medium. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But don't you think that it kind of makes people feel like they're not in the exclusive club and hinders them from accessing their own gift?
Well, and then a lot of it comes from fear. We're taught that this is something that is spooky, scary, all the superstition, evil. I was evil all my life.
I know.
And I was like,
I was too, but not because of this.
But it was like, I didn't know what it was, right? And if you're constantly told that this is something negative and evil, you're thinking, but I don't feel like a negative, evil person. So I didn't understand how that could be possible, I guess. So once I discovered that this is normal and it's okay, it's nothing evil, nothing scary, nothing spooky, then it was like, okay, I could relax and feel like I belonged here. And this is why, I guess you could say this is my purpose, right? Is to help other
Yeah.
people not feel that way and to let go of the superstition and the fear and all the judgment from others.
And I think that's why we wanted to do Spirit Circle together, because both of us really enjoy helping people take control and raise their bar and connect. And we've done a lot of different circles. This week, we're going to teach on connecting to your spirit teachers and guide. And we've done a lot of different ones. We've done candle gazing, we've done psychic readings, learning how to read vibrationally through billet, psychometry, and of course Donna's favorite, spoon bending, which I still don't sit still for. I try. Not really. I still have my spoon. I need to. I need to. I'm going to take it in tomorrow. So since we're on this about what we're going to be doing today, do you want to share with what you feel are the benefits? What gives you benefits when you connect to your spirit team?
Well, it makes your life easier, believe it or not, when you get out of your own way and you listen to your higher self. You can, it's for everyday living. It's not something, I don't know how to explain. It's not something that you'd go to on Sunday, so to speak, right? We only use God and church on Sunday, right? This is a constant way of living. You have to be aware of your energy, your intentions. And to me, all of that works together. So it's listening when you're supposed to turn right instead of left today. So you're in the right place, or maybe not in the wrong place.
Right.
So it's learning to listen and trust that, because it really does make your life go smoother when you're not fighting against the constant current of where you shouldn't be or shouldn't be doing. And so, a lot of times we get stuck repeating those patterns when we could just go, okay, why isn't this working for me? And then when you connect, you go, oh, okay, because that's not where I need to be. It's not where I need to go. So you can use it in almost every avenue of your life.
Well, and one of the things that I find is that somebody asked me the other day, what makes it different, what you teach and how you teach? And I said, well, my commitment is teaching people how to do what they need to get done. It's not just going, oh, you can do it, because they can, but there are foundations that need to be taken into account, and clarity, because, a medium is always a psychic, but a psychic is not always a medium. But a psychic can still and should connect to their own guide and spirit team, because even though they're not working with people on the other side coming through or doing any of the other mediumship gifts of spirit, they really need to, everyday people that maybe they don't want to do readings. They don't have to do readings to connect. And I think that that's the problem, is everybody thinks that once they connect, they have to be super accurate to give readings. And no, what you need to do is connect to bring the drama down in your life, to bring the
Right.
healing. And I
And
think
it's
that's what we
that,
wanted to accomplish today, right?
right. And it's not about having people spirit constantly interfering or coming through like the Teresa Caputo syndrome. We're not constantly having to give readings. You can, I don't understand why that's a thing. And that people are like, well, I don't want people in my head all day, spirits talking to me, getting in my way, and I can't live my life. But that's not what being a psychic is.
But it's also not being what connected is. But when you do the Teresa Caputo kind of stuff, first off, a lot of people don't realize that she's not just walking up on people in the street or in a shop. because those people are wearing their mics. I say this repeatedly.
I
So
know.
I'll repeat it again. But, it takes a lot for people to realize that, wait a minute, she's gone in. Secondly, she's gotten their approval, because I guarantee you, every one of us knows better than to go into somebody's vibration. And if you don't, you do need to learn it now. It is very karmic to go in, not you, but anybody watching us,
Right.
because I know you know. But the thing is about understanding that you just don't walk into somebody's vibration and start trying to read them, and you don't sit in your house and go, oh, well, I wonder what my boss is up to, and try to link into them psychically. Connecting with your spirit team is not about giving readings. It's not about, that's enhancing your psychic, is a whole different class. This one is not about bringing people from the other side. This is about how to put it to work for you in your day-to-day life, right?
Right. How to make your life easier.
So go ahead and tell us a little bit. So, because when we play off in class together, you and I do really good work. It's kind of hard on the open platform here to really go out there, and um, we can't see everybody's face, and we can't see what they're talking about. So I hope you guys, let me see if I can link in and see if anybody's got questions. Oh, there's Jenna. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Lala. There's Tina and Jeannie. Hi, guys. So let's start talking about what happened to make you realize you needed to connect to your team. Did you do like I did, which was kind of a was getting information from them before I knew they were a them?
Yes. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know who they were, why they were here. I just knew things I shouldn't know or shouldn't have. I didn't know where the information was coming from. And there, I have people say, don't say anything because, you're,
Yeah.
people don't know. That scares me. But I would tell people things, and, it was just normal. And so I had to learn what it was, who I was talking to. And when I discovered all that, I was like, whew, it was such a relief.
Yeah, they're the good guys.
It's not that I was ever afraid. It's just that other people were always telling me it was something wrong.
And the pressure to, the thing is that was kind of hard for me in that regard was I got sent to a psychiatrist because I was hearing the activity downstairs in my grandmother's basement. And that's the people from the other side. When I was telling them about my spirit team, they thought I was part of the family schizophrenic thing. And I'm kind of wondering if those family members were really schizophrenic or what was going on, because, clairaudient, you're going to hear voices outside your head. But if you're clairsentient, you're going to hear it inside your head. It's going to be a talking inside. So that's hard. And it's really hard for us to make it. Thank God we got past that so that we don't have to think we're crazy anymore.
Right? Or we might still be, who knows?
That's true. That's true.
In a different way.
So
right?
if we were going to tell everybody, what information, what benefits, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to ask you to tell them, give them some benefits that that you received other than getting clear directions and calmness, and clarity in the fact that you're not crazy. What other benefits do you get from being connected?
Clarity well, they always said, no, you're not crazy. But it's a way of, I use the 3 C's, okay? I know you're laughing at me, but I like to connect with my higher self so you can command the energy and co-create your life in alignment with your soul's purpose, because we're always like, why am I here? Everybody has that question. What is my purpose?
Well, your higher self is different than your spirit team, though.
Well, when I connect with my higher self, my guides are up there telling me what my plan was, right? They're the ones who keep you on track with what your intentions were to come to incarnate at this time, right? So
Yeah,
we all have to work together.
those conversations are really beneficial. I was always surprised because I would they would talk to me and I'd be looking around thinking, what? And they would tell me what I was going to do. And sometimes I think that they were nudging me. They were like, knock, knock, you there?
Yeah.
Hello. Do you hear this? Let's see if you can just move a little more gently to the left. And, maybe you don't need to take that class, but maybe this class, or, maybe you should do this. And it was gentle. And when I didn't listen, they were that's when the voice came out very loud and clear. This is what you're going to do. You need to get it together.
This is what you said you wanted to do.
Well, yeah, that kind of goes along with destiny. When we pre-planned our destiny, we were in spirit with our team before incarnating, and they're the ones that are keeping us on track, because although we have free will,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big proponent of people understanding how free will really works. They're not going to mess with your free will. They don't mess with your free will. So if you're going to ask them something like, should I take this job? They're going to go, sure, go ahead. And then you're going to go, well, why didn't it work out? Well, you didn't ask us if it was a good idea for you karmically or financially to take this job. You asked, should you take the job? We don't interfere with free will. Now you have to turn the questions into a lot better dialogue, more of an intention statement kind of thing, where you go, I want a job that makes more money. Is this it? Yes. Will I be happy in this job with the people that I will be co-working with? No. Run. Is there a better job? Yes. Run. Does it kind of go like that for you?
Yes, you have to be careful how you ask the question. And of course, a lot of times I hear you're asking the wrong question.
Rephrase.
It's like, that has nothing to do with anything. You're asking the wrong question. So I'm like, okay. And sometimes they make you work at it, right?
Well, I can tell you, I don't know if anybody out there, and if you guys are out there, I want you to know that part of the reason we do Spirit Circle is because we have been in that world where we didn't get a lot of support by our loved ones, our relationships, our parents, our siblings. Um, my kids were totally okay with it because they kind of grew up with it. They knew, they were raised in the knowing. So they have never had a problem with it unless I directed it at where they were ditching school or something, these kind of things. But I think that it's important for people to know that it takes practice and it's not just poof, easy. And that sometimes connecting, you're going to be talking to ego. So,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing the difference in that connection when you connect. So we agreed to talk about that. So we should probably talk a little bit more about what it feels like, because people need to, I think it's really beneficial. I have people tell me all the time, well, they told me to invest in this business because that's what came through my meditation. No, that was your ego. They don't interfere with your free will. They don't tell you, unless it deals with your spiritual growth, everything else is free will, unless it's affecting your destiny, everything is free will. So you can invest in another business, you can go get a divorce, you can get married. all of that's under the free will category. And unless it's going to take you off your path, they don't interfere. So tell us a little bit about your signs, and I'll talk. What does your team tell you? How do they connect to you and say, Donna, I'm here. Hello.
Well, surprisingly, they made me meet you,
Right.
which I have no recollection of. I've even asked you a couple times, like, I don't know who went into your building and said, hey, here I am. And I was like, I would never do that. But I did, apparently. Apparently, I went in and said, hey, you need me. I need you. How can we work together?
And it's and I think that that's a real powerful statement right there, that they work with us doing those kind of things to keep us on our options and on our destiny. Because I like to pride myself on the fact that I'm there to support people through their process. And I open the doors with the intentions of having some of the greatest teachers in this area come forward. Guess what?
Yay. I was in the right place then.
You were. So let's talk about, well, for me, when I first started connecting to them, I was in Gallup, and there was no classes. We're talking back in the 60s and 70s, where they really and truly thought you were nuts. And I saw them outside myself because I was young, the veil hadn't closed. And I had a lot of experiences with them talking and whatnot. And it didn't, my team didn't creep me out, even though I would see the shadows of them and the peripheral eyesight. But what creeped me out were the people from the other side talking and laughing and doing a few things like that. So for me, it was getting to know my team. And when I first started training, I was asked, they told me, you can meet your team. I said, really? How? I mean, I can literally meet them because I knew what they felt like when I felt them, but I didn't have names. I didn't have connections. So basically what they told me was, when you go into meditation, prior to that, just ask that they come forward and introduce themselves. You don't want them to do it all in a rush. So the first one that stepped forward was my guide, and he's with me 24/7. So our guide one is with us 24/7. The others are, we have an inner circle and an outer circle, and we have the spirit teachers that kind of come in and out. We also have friends and family that come out that can help, but not necessarily, they're not necessarily our actual guide.
Right.
So for me, the first time that I connected with my guide, I asked for it in meditation, didn't hear anything. So I was up painting a roof, and I got buzzed by a raven. I thought the bird was real. I was on a ladder, and I ducked, almost falling off the ladder. And I was like, oh, hi, Raven. So, yeah, that was my first experience with actually putting forth the effort of meeting them and being aware of them showing up. What about you?
Well, I've always had my imaginary friend Louie, who would,
Louie. Oh, Louie.
And I don't know where this name comes. In fact, when I took formal classes, the teacher would say, no, his name's not Louie. And I said, but I've called him Louie all my life. And he's like, well, you need to do a meditation and go deeper. So his real name is Frank Lewis. And I said, Yeah, but I didn't understand that when I was younger. So I'm going to call him Louie.
Well, here's the thing. This is what bothers me. Your spirit team will not give their name to anyone but you because
Right.
it's none their business. So they're not going to come through me and say, tell her my name isn't. Now that they picked it up psychically, I
Right.
think that that was really bad for that person to say.
But either way, I don't care what his formal name is. To me, he's
Right.
going to be Louie. But and I decided names are not important. It's the energy that
Well,
you
it's the
feel.
but it's the vibration. How do you know that Louis isn't the name he went by in the life that you connected with him on the mortal plane of existence in? Maybe that name Louis is because it's all about numbers, it's all about mathematical vibration. That's what because I have a Jaguar priest that goes by Jesse. There's no for my master teacher he was a father of mine in a past life and is Asian. He's Chinese. And so no, it's they're going to do it in a simplistic form for you in the way that they're resonating. And so yeah, Louis, Jesse, Raven, we're good.
I know I experienced a guide and he felt very, very big. His energy felt really big. And I imagine him to be an African American, something like James Earl Jones, kind of,
Ooh, that man's
right?
voice.
And so I was like, well, what is your name? Because I can see him in my mind's eye. And I was expecting some really unique name. And he said Joshua. And I'm like,
Right.
Joshua, not Kunta Kinte or
Right. That's just it, is that we overcomplicate it. That's a prime example to get people ready and going with this. It's a prime example of overthinking it, overworking it, and people making it magical and mystical. And you know why I think they do that? Because if they make it magical and mystical, they gotcha. You will pay them a lot more money. And yes, there are things that cost money in this world, but um, learning foundations like spirit teams and work. This is why we do Spirit Circle for
mm-hmm.
a really reasonable rate, because we want to get people started. And I if I make a mistake and I give out something erroneously, I get home and it's like, hey, you got to correct it next Spirit Circle, or you got to contact that person. You have to go and you have to make those changes, because foundations are vitally important in this work. You don't just say, oh, for 3 hours, I'm going to charge you $900 and I'm going to teach you to do channeling, when all they actually taught you to do was a direct reading. And it's hard. It's because people are not given strong foundations. So when those foundations are uh, kind of put to the side, where it's not really the foundation where they have that grounding and they can feel comfortable in what they're being taught by their own team. Because I remember somebody telling me one time that every time they did their work, a demon attached themselves. And I'm thinking, you're not doing the work right, because I've done this work for too many years. I don't manifest demons. They don't connect to me. I've had people tell me that, you know, uh, they quit doing this work because the demons were giving them the information. And it's like, spirit, spirit. If you hold your vibration high and you're clear, it's spirit. It's not
Right.
demons.
And if you don't have that foundation, I found that you're always second guessing.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
is that me? And was that me getting in the way? Is that my ego? Or am I really getting information? And where's that information coming from? So if you're constantly doubting, then you're not, and it's not measurable either, the progress when you do start learning, because we want that instant gratification, like, oh yeah, I did it, I can do it. You just keep trying, you keep working at it, and then all of a sudden it just like a light bulb goes off and you're like, oh, I get it, I'm doing it.
And there's a difference between the work that we do as a medium, as a psychic, as a medium, and as a trance medium. Because as a trance medium, my job is to allow the blending of their energy with mine so they can come through me. And it's an evidence, if anybody's ever had the opportunity to see a trance seating, the facial features can change, the voice changes, because they're blending their energy with you and using your physical form as a vehicle. Now, with mediumship, getting readings, we've had people come through the door. We have a door opener, and that door opener, they're there to not just let anybody through. And it's a door protector, door guard, however you want to phrase that. That's
The
Jesse for me.
bouncer.
Huh?
My bouncer.
Yeah, there you go, your bouncer. Which kind of but having the connection to your guide, one of the things that I found in meditation is that when I'm in meditation and I have my conversations, if you will, my connections with my spirit team, they impress me with things like, teachers, people. I take, prayer is the asking, meditation is the listening. So if I'm going in there, let's say I want to know if I need to take another course in, turning the world purple, I'll ask that question, and the dialogue kind of goes something like, well, do you want to turn the world purple? Yeah, I think the whole world should be purple. My floors are purple at RE, so why can't the world be purple? Well, because not everybody likes purple. Okay, well, where can I put purple in? Well, purple's the highest of vibrational colors, so you can wear it and it'll affect change for you. Okay, so I'm not going to take this class. Well, no, you can take the class, but do you want the class, or are you looking to get information on your spiritual progression? Because if you're looking for information to grow your spirit, that class is not going to do it. Now, if you just want to take a class to grow up purple, free will, you got it. Go ahead. And I found that they tell me the difference between my free will and my destiny is found in the fact of my own self. Will this make me look good?
Do I look pretty in this?
Well, it's, is the purple for me, or is it for the vibration of the building, or is it, they impressed upon me to put purple floors. Purple actually isn't my favorite color. I'm just
But it
saying.
is mine.
But it's the thing about working with your team is that they're going to give you the information that says, the intuitive hits, you meet that special someone and there's something not quite right, and they'll clarify the red flags for you. And you can still do it, you can still get involved and bring that drama, or even so far as taking care of your yard in a way that you can apply to them for everything. Do I need to move at this time? When do I need to relocate? I want to put forth that effort. This is what you need to do to get there, and they will guide you. And that's the importance of actually connecting to your spirit team. Not
Right.
when I have to ask if they're telling me to go out there and do something so that I can be seen. I have to really double check, is this my ego, or is this what what they want me to do? Because trust me, I wasn't coming out of retirement until they brought me into RE. So there you go. So even what we did with the struggles and the different things, I wanted to show you, guess what happened to me on Thanksgiving?
What?
I was moving the humidifier so that Cheyenne and I could watch. I'm holding the feather, sorry. So Cheyenne and I could watch. And over by my ancestor altar was this feather. It was my son coming in to say, hi, Mom. It was because there's no bird in my house. I don't have birds. And the dogs, that feather's almost as bigger than the dogs. But yeah, they bring in apports. They give you signs that they're there to bring comfort to you. And that's either your family and friends from the other side. That's when that kind of stuff happens. Your spirit team is like, hey, we know you're having a rough day, so we're going to leave you a little piece of candy. They're apports. They will bring apports. I have a necklace that's an apport. And having those little nice little reminders tells us that we're connected and they're touching base.
What about when they take things or misplace them for you?
Oh, that's Lance. I sent him over because I like your jewelry. No. You know what? I have to say that sometimes I've thought about this and I thought, well, maybe somebody, because I had that necklace that I have, it's an amethyst. And it was given to me as an apport. I mean, I bought this purse. There was nothing in the purse. I'm not a shoplifter. And I reached in, I started using the purse, and a week later I reached in and I pulled out this necklace, and there's no way that necklace could have ever gotten there. My kids weren't old enough to be dropping things in. So it was probably about 3 years later, and it went missing for about 2 years.
Wow.
And it came back. And believe me, I ripped apart everything because I wore that necklace constantly. And it disappeared for 2 years. And then it was on my bedroom floor. Just not like I never vacuumed my bedroom floor ever.
In 2 years.
In 2 years, I obviously just don't vacuum well. So yeah. So I think that there's some things that sometimes things go traveling for because other people need it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's to get your attention. Do you really need this? Are you relying too heavily on this? Are you, you know, do you
That's
really
it.
need that candy bar?
Well, I was thinking in the terms of crystals and, you know, a lot of times when we start on our journey, contacting and getting to know our spirit team, we decide we need crystals, for example. And I can't, because crystals do enhance, they do help us, but they're not the magic. They're not your lucky socks. Because, you know, I have people who's like, if I'm not wearing my amethyst earrings, I can't connect. And I'm like, wait, why not?
Because they're crystal packing mamas.
But we have to realize that it's within us. It doesn't come from the crystals. It doesn't come from the tarot cards or the divination rods. It's still us. We're still the portal. We're still the one. And so if you tell yourself that this makes you stronger and this is the only way I'm holding my necklace, then, you know, then you're not really connecting the way you think you are either. Because if you can't do it without your lucky socks on, then are you really doing it?
And that too takes time. A lot of people have a misinformation, I think. They don't understand the difference with meditation and what meditation looks like. Turning music on is fine as long as you just leave it on for a little bit and let it fade out. Because you don't want to continually do guided meditation. A guided meditation gives you lots of pretty pictures. So like when I'm doing trance, when I'm sitting to train and make that connection, I don't have music going. I have a procedure that I do. And that's what I think we're going to be teaching here in a minute, is procedures. So when I sit to do that, I sit, I close my eyes, I relax, I do the whole facial muscle cleansing and kind of breathe in and relax the body. And then I feel myself step back into, I have a room that I go to. And then from there, I meet and greet and ask them to kind of step forward. And I go down a set of stairs into a dark, not a dark hole, but it's obsidian black rock cave, for lack of a better word, that I have created in my mind, so that I can sit in fire pit and I can relax, and then I can go to the nothingness. I can stare at the flame down there and go into the nothingness, because it's more important that we get to the nothingness so that they can connect to us, instead of having all the conversations or relax now, you're going to go into a ping pong tournament and you're just going to watch the ping pong ball. That's to quiet the mind. And then you have
Right.
to go to the nothingness, not to keep it going. Do you
And
agree?
also, yes, also when you are learning to do this, you're also telling your team, this is how I'm preparing. And now you can step forward, because it's important that they know when you are in need or when you're ready to connect.
Well, and that's when I'm needing their guidance, I have a conversation in my room, in the space that I have created, that I have, I have a conversation. I've got objects in there, and it's a space where I meet them at. And, they can sit down and give me verbal guidance. Um, they talk with me, they impress upon me. So the two are definitely different. So for trance, I go into the nothingness, and when I'm trying to talk with them and connect with them and raise my consciousness to bring in my higher self to interact with them, I do that in my space that I have created. Do you do something similar?
I'm not good with the hokey pokey ritual because I can't remember. And I have trouble with too many rules. So I try to keep it a little more simple.
I don't have
And
rules. What do you mean rules? I have a
well,
space.
I know, but because when I started learning what all this is, there were so many things they said you had to do. Even learning tarot, well, you can't learn tarot. Somebody has to give you a thing. Somebody has to do this. There were just too many people rules. And
Oh,
so I just, try to keep it simple. I
well,
don't want
that's
to
kind of,
overcomplicate it.
well,
It's
yeah,
like everybody's
exactly.
saying you're evil, everybody's saying you're wrong. It's other people's. Well, I guess what I want to say is everybody has their own way of doing it.
Well,
And
absolutely. But there are some foundations to it,
right, and we should learn those foundations
and then be
and
open to our own experience.
add and take away with what resonates and works with us.
Right. I'm not saying, I don't say everybody has to have a room. So that's what I do.
Right.
Okay.
And
It
that's the
doesn't
whole
mean
point
that
of this.
it, but it also doesn't mean that I don't call upon them and have them step forward. Like I know when Whiteout comes, I feel him on my face. I don't have to be in meditation for them to come through. That's not the rule. When I'm talking about just when you're wanting to have a conversation about your destiny and the work that you're doing, there's a way to do that in which you can do it in meditation. That's not the only way to do it. But one of the problems that I've seen is that people go in and they don't protect themselves with a white light. And that's pretty much my only rule.
Right.
is is making sure that white light is around you, because too many people will, whatever's flying by can act like your spirit team. And that's why it's really important to recognize their energy signatures by getting to know them. Now I do it in a room because I like to I like to build energy. So for me, a room builds energy. And I like to be comfortable in my mind's eye, and I can relax, and I'm sitting in this nice comfortable chair, and my body doesn't have any pressure, and they come in and we talk and we have dialogue. But they've also taken me through walks in the forest and shown me things. So you're right. There's no rule that says it's only got to be this way, because you're limiting your possibilities.
Right.
But it's, you have to start somewhere, and you can't just, what the danger is, I think, and I've seen it happen more than once, when people start teaching other people, they say you can only do it this way because this is the way you have to do it, instead of finding what works for them and give them options. And
Right.
then they tell them you're not doing it because you're not doing it my way. And then the other aspect is that they're also telling people, that you have, uh, a good instructor can take you through the meditation to make that connection, so that you at least get a good feel of what that feels like. And that means that the willingness for you to be able to let go in a class setting.
To feel safe.
Mm-hmm. And at least you have the meditation to go home and expand upon.
Right.
But the danger comes in when people think that they're getting. There was a guy, bless his heart, and I've seen this. This is brutal. He was in meditation guided to sell everything he owned, is what he was told. And he stayed up for 4 days straight because he was guided to stay up so he could start seeing the threads of connection between the plants and the animals and the humans and the rocks and the earth and the trees and the sky. And he literally went off the deep end because he let something in that was not his team. But he wasn't taught to start at making sure that the team comes in, not just some boogie bear from the flyby zone.
Yep. It's, well, I think what people need to understand is that connecting with your team is not, I mean, it's a normal, natural connection. But when you go in with fear and other superstitious things, and those are in the back of your mind, they're kind of calling those things to them. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
If you
Absolutely.
if you're afraid the demons are going to come for you, and that's what you're thinking the whole time, because you don't know, because you heard something, superstitious, the knock on wood, and those are limiting beliefs. And when you let that get in your way, you're not going to be connecting. And even if you were, you wouldn't know which was which.
So should we talk about what to do and how to start connecting?
Do you want to do a meditation now?
Well, we need to kind of prep them.
Okay.
So do you want to prep, or do you want to do the meditation?
Well, the meditation is your
Oh, I
expertise.
get to do. Okay. Okay. So tell them, what to do to prepare, what to expect before we go into the meditation. Okay. And then after we do the meditation, I want to talk about what on the other side once they start connecting how that looks. The little
So
cute
tell them
things that
what to
happen.
do to prepare.
Hmm. Prepare for
Find
meditation.
wait, what? First, you just have to let go of all of your limiting beliefs. Let go of all your judgments of doing it right and wrong. Let go of coulda, woulda, shoulda. I
Damn
guess
it.
I'm, I guess I want to say we have to get out of our own way and be open to trying something new and a little bit out of our box. That's number one, because some people come and they're like, okay, we're meditating, and they have just one eye open the whole time.
Or they're looking up.
Yeah, I don't see anything. So we have to let go of all those expectations of, good and bad things. Because if you're expecting the aha, what is that show where the beam of light came down and you were touched by an angel? I did for a long time. I was waiting for the lightning strike, something really dramatic, but it's really something very subtle. You're not going to necessarily hear voices, see people. It's something very subtle. It's just a change in the energy, a change in your awareness. So there's not going to be a beam of light. It's
Maybe a
kind of,
change in temperature.
but we want that dramatic thing, right? So first we have to be open to feeling the difference in the energy around us. And we start there.
Okay. I'd like to add that I think that if you're really interested in working with your spirit team, you need to set aside time every day to, whether it's 2 minutes to say hello and just sit in quiet and calm your mind, or whether you want to 20 or 30 minutes. I also want to tell you that prior to the meditation, doing a meditation, ask your spirit teachers, your guide, whoever wants to step forward to meet with me. So put out that request, because I'm going to do a meditation in which I start connecting with you guys. So, I think that kind of sets the intention. It
Of who you
also,
want to meet.
well, yeah, because, one of the hardest things that I didn't realize is, they still have their work to do. And I'm going to share a real funny with you. Because you can appreciate it, because you've felt my son, you've talked to my son.
Yes.
you know Couldn't get him to pay attention to me. Now it's like a joy. I can pester the hell out of him. They still have work that they do over there, and we're, other than your guide, we're not their only thing to take care of. So our guide is with us 24/7. You're Louie, my Raven. But I have other spirit teachers, and as do you, as do all of us, if we're developing. Now, one of the things that was brought home to me was, not everybody has more than their guide, because not everybody is aware of that having gifts. So your guide is with you whether you're a scum-sucking bottom feeder, rape, murderer, thief, or whatever, to the highest of high, Mother Teresa, Gandhi, whoever, Donna, our whole practitioner group at Resonant Essentials. No matter where we're at in that scale, we all have spirit teachers, and some of them, they come in, and depending on what you're working on, they come in to help you with that. So, everybody might want to start with picking their guide first, because that's generally going to be your easiest view, easiest connection. However, if you already know who your guide is, you can also invite your other spirit team, somebody else, to come forward and talk with you. So, shall we get ready?
Yep.
Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some music on. So, I'm going to do it through my phone because I can. I have to go through this, and I know I should have had it. We got kind of screwed up, folks, so just bear with me because we were over there waiting for Albuquerque Tarot Circle to end. We were in a crossover time. So let me see if I can bring this up. Maybe I have to bring it up on my computer. Yep, it's going to have to be on the computer. Oh,
Because you can multitask.
I can. I can't see, but I can multitask.
Do you want my glasses?
I have it kind of. Ah, there we go. Okay, folks, I'm going to have you put your feet flat on the floor. If you're laying down, that's fine. Try not to go to sleep because you can't meet your spirit team if you're sleeping on them. Take a deep breath and just kind of relax into your position. Palms up in your lap. And, surround yourself with a white light. And as you bring that white light in, I'm starting the music. I hope I am. Okay, I'm not. Okay, technical difficulties. We're trying it again. I don't know if they can hear this. If they can hear it, I'm embarrassed. We'll try this one. I'm gonna have to re-download this stuff. Yeah, let's see. And again, we're not going to have it.
Well, let's try it without the music.
At the music. All right, guys. Sorry about that. All intentions, good and bad, have failed. So, feet flat on your floor, palms up, white light. Take a deep breath in. Relax. Exhale out your mouth. Nice cleansing breaths. Shake loose your shoulders. Unfurl your brow. Relax the tension in your head. Go in. Feel the warmth flowing from your head down into your neck, into your shoulders. Feel all the stress leaving your body. Relax your mind, empty it out, no thoughts of anything. Imagine just a beautiful light and just watch that light. Relax your chest. Go into rhythmic breathing into your hips. Let your hips relax. Let go. Let the energy drain out of your quads, past your knees, down your shins, into your ankles and out your feet. Just let all that tension of your day just drain from your body. And as you do this, I want you to imagine a safe place for you to go. Could be the beach, it could be a cave, could be your own room. It could be walking through the forest. Find that beautiful, safe place in your mind's eye. and imagine the energy of your physical body relaxing as your spiritual body goes to that place. See yourself step out of your spiritual form and go into the valley, the mountain, the room, the cave. Look all around you and notice every object within your eye's view. Notice colors, form, temperature. Feel it and become one with it. And when you feel relaxed, invite your guide to come forward. Feel their energy signature. Is it warm? Is it powerful? Is it gentle and powerful? And as you're in there talking with your guide, ask them to give you a sign that is so far beyond any coincidence that you have absolutely no doubt that it comes from them, as to how you will know that they are around you when you are in the waking energy. Not when you're asleep and not when you're meditating, but when you're walking through your day. Now ask them if they will give a name to that energy. In other words, their name. Ask them for their name. Connect their name with that energy. Bring that deep inside of you so that you're able to recognize it always. And as you connect, ask them if there is anything that they would like to share with you about what you might need to accomplish for the next week, or do they have any words of wisdom for any struggles or triumphs that you're dealing with? Know that as you're connecting with them, you are well loved, and that makes the connection deeper. So allow yourself to feel the love that they bring to you and allow yourself to love them back. Your guide, your spirit teachers are your best friends. They are closer to you than any being on this planet. and they love you without judgment. Feel that love connection. Ask them if there's a certain time of the day it's better for you to meditate than others to create these connections with your spirit team. And when you get the answer, thank them for their work and thank them for coming to you, because they truly are a blessing, and we should always thank them for their help. Breathing in, breathing out. Allow yourself to gently come back into your body. Remember their name. Remember the energy signature that they gave you, the information they told you. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. We'll give everybody a little bit extra time as they come back to Facebook, because they're a few minutes behind us. I had to check, I had to peek with one eye to make sure the computer was still in operation. I was like, probably I'm sitting here talking to myself.
No.
So I hope that you guys enjoyed that portion. And I wanted to let you know that if you want to come back to this meditation, I'm going to download this into my YouTube for SWANDA, so you guys can access this part. You can fast forward through the meditation if you want to listen to it again. But Donna, share some of the experiences other than things getting moved around. Like when they're trying to impress you that you need to pay attention because you shouldn't turn left.
I'm just like, I shouldn't turn left, I go this way. It's not an argument anymore.
Yeah, but what do you feel? That you feel the energy of them coming in and telling you, don't go that way.
When I did your meditation, I was wondering how everybody feels the energy of their guide when they come in. I feel it tingling. I feel the beam of light. I feel it tingling in this area, depending on which guides I'm working with.
Yeah, my guide comes to the left. My spirit teacher's to the right.
Yeah, but everybody might feel it differently. So I want them to be aware of that when they're doing this, because then you'll know when they're present and you're told to go right instead of left. Because then, it's that energy that I'll feel to know that that's not me getting in the way or saying, oh, I want ice cream, or I need to go this way for an ego reason. So when I feel that energy differently, then I know I should be paying attention.
Well, and I know that if I'm getting a hit, okay, that they're getting they talk to me. Okay, so mine isn't just an energy signature, they just tell me. So, but that's because I've developed my relationship with them to where they tell me things. But sometimes if I'm in my altogether not aware kind of thing, I'll
Mm.
notice a shifting in the energy around me. And I have to say, is this my team and I'm not paying attention, or are you here for somebody else? Because sometimes the more you develop, sometimes you get the people who have, they're trying to come through the veil. And it's like, wait a minute, I wasn't ready for you. You don't get to just pop in. We're not playing ghost. So, the flip side for a lot of this is my team developing that relationship of knowing, hey, this is what they're giving you to start this process. Hey, I'm here. I know that sometimes when they want me to move over, I get nudged on the back of my leg. I mean, they physically want me to move, and if they want me to move to the right, I get nudged on the right. It's like a little poke in the back of my leg, and if I get it in the left, I know to go to the left. And it's like, oh, my ADHD took me into another conversation in my head, and I wasn't paying attention. So I get those signals.
And everybody's going to have different ways of connecting, different ways of receiving. Some people feel, and we didn't even talk about all the clairs.
Well, no, we didn't, because it's not about the clairs portion of it. It's the fact of just getting them connected to their spirit team, not developing their psychic. We'll save that one for Spirit Circle in 2 weeks, when we talk about the clairs and developing their psychic and medium skills and what they need to do and that kind of stuff. But you're right, everybody does, but sometimes they need an example of what can be possible for them to feel and sense. Because some people that'll be watching this video, because of it's going on my SWANDA YouTube, may not already be in this world. I know everybody in Resonant Essentials, the group, is pretty much engaged in this work, but there are other people that they ignore those signals. They ignore the brushing on their arm. They are looking for the ghost that haunts, that scratches, instead of the gentle touch or the caress. And so I think it's important that we talk about and give examples of some of the things that they can feel, because this is about getting their connection with their team stronger. Like I said, mine just kind of yell at me sometimes. Hey.
Well, that's what I said. We have to have an open mind. We have to let go of all those fear, superstition, and limiting beliefs. Because if you're going to react in fear, they don't want to scare you when they're
Right.
poking at you and nudging you. They're just saying, hey, move over.
For the longest time, I thought it was Rosie. And it was like, where'd she go?
It's like, why is she poking at me?
So, anything else we want to add?
Let's see. Let's look at our list of what we wanted to cover. So we talked about the difference in energy. You asked for the sign. Now we have
meditation and mindfulness. We forgot that category.
Right.
So before we tell them to beware, we have to go through meditation and mindfulness so that they understand the difference. So they're mindful of the signs.
Because we have to be mindful of where our energy, which is our thought patterns, our intentions, and meditation is where what?
Meditation is the absence of thought. It's the emptying of the brain. There's no conversation. There's nothing. And then you might journey with your team, or you might get information handed over to you by your team. But it's not paying attention to any details. And mindfulness
is when we're awake and aware of where our energy and tension, and we forget also that if we're thinking what we don't want, it means we're not focusing or sending our intention. It's like asking the right question, right? We have to be aware of where our energy is.
Well, I laugh because when we talked about this, I'm going to share with them that why the mindfulness conversation even came up. She goes, "Oh, mindfulness." Donna did. I said, "I hate that word. That is such a catchphrase. Do you remember when you all were in school and the teacher said, pay attention? You need to pay attention. That's what mindfulness is, paying attention to what's going on in the moment now. Not what happened last week, not what you want to have happen in the future, but paying attention to your moment now leaves you the opportunity to see the signals, right?
Right. Not only do you see the signals, but you're making your future
Right,
by
right.
being in the now. And
Yeah,
we
it's
forget.
like nobody goes and says, gee, next week I'm going to go out and break my arm. What they say is, I'm afraid next week I'm going to break my arm if I get on the roof and winterize the air conditioner. So by our thoughts projected forward, we create our bad relationships, our bad injuries, we create our fears. And if we stay in the moment now, Spirit's going to guide you so you don't have those icky things all the time.
All the time. Things are still going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
which many people don't understand. If you're spiritual, everything's always perfect. My rose-colored glasses, right?
Right.
Everything's always falling into place, which, things are still going to happen because of our sacred contract, because, we're human and we're in earth, on earth, in earth, because of
We're
our
earthed.
yes. But even when those things happen, we can handle them more gracefully. We can be more at peace with them and just keep moving forward.
Absolutely. So go ahead and tell them the awareness of the mindfulness. Anything else?
I think we actually did it.
Okay, so let's tell everyone. Here's what, if you want to join Donna and I on Zoom, which it won't be on Facebook Live anymore, and when you're on Zoom, you're going to be able to dialogue with us, ask us questions, and we're going to start doing the Spirit Circle on Zoom. So if you're interested in doing it this way, what we want you to do is we want you to send me an email, michelle@resonantessentials.com, and I will send you the PayPal link. It's $6. We're not breaking the bank any more than we did when we were in the center, but you have to have a little skin in the game because then you'll take it serious. I believe that when things are given free, people don't always invest their opportunity. So if you want to join our Spirit Circle, I don't care where in this country or where in the world you're at, you can join through Zoom. We're happy to have you. Once you send me the message, I'll send you the PayPal link. You deposit the $6 and I will send you the Zoom link. It will be in 2 weeks, which is, I'm looking at the dates because, I should have had this prepared already. 2 weeks from now is
The 12th?
the 12th. The 12th from 1 until 3. Let's do 1:30 to 3:30 so that we don't run into the same crossover, because that's what held us up this time is the Zoom was still being used by the Albuquerque Tarot Circle. And if you'd like to learn tarot card reading, Susie is by far an amazing teacher. So you can contact me for that and go from one to the next. So I will say thank you all for coming. Thank you, Donna.
And you're welcome. Thank you.
We will talk to you soon. I got a Santa I need to pick up, so we'll talk. So Donna made me a zombie Santa, so I have a gift for my son-in-law for Christmas. It's probably too late for the zombie rush, but it's just a cool idea. Anyway,
It's never too late.
my heart tears, everyone. Bye, Donna.
Bye. See you
Love
soon.
you.
Love
Bye,
you too.
guys.
Bye-bye.